It's creative time in my creative journal. Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel if you're returning, and if this is the first time, thank you so much for stopping by. And today we have another YouTube collab loop group video. And if you're not familiar with the concept, if you're starting with my video, just continue on. I will tag the next person in the loop and you continue on until you get back to me and you would have completed the entire loop. And it's a whole bunch of growing YouTubers, and we truly appreciate all the support in helping us grow. Let's explore some creative spreads, some fun things, lots of inspiration in every single channel. And for today, if you can see, I have a theme going on, which is the theme for March, which is green. So I could, whatever green things I could have my eyes on, I've pulled them out. So this is the Planny Thing one. This collection has lots of green goodies in them. And we have the Tinkerbell as well with some green theme. And these are some of this is my journal. And these are some of the windows and doors and mixed. These were all from my stash. So I'm just going to use as much of it as possible here. And I have my ink. This was oxide pulled out along with a whole bunch of washies. And so was this Archer and Olive one. This was from one of the sub boxes. And we do have some green things here, along with a few Planny Thing washies. And in addition to all of these, I have a whole bunch of other Planny Thing sticker books and also this functionally chic green blooms. So everything should help us pull this together. First, I think, let me just open the page and then see where we stand. And I will fast forward this part, and talk you through some of it, and then you can watch the process. My journal, and this is where we are currently. And this is an 8x8 journal from Archer and Olive, a dot grid journal. And I really love how I'm getting to use this in a creative way. So I come and do it once a month. And for this month, I decided to just go with green. I'll have some decoration here and then something Dutch door like on this page, so that we'll have decorations on this side and we'll have decorations on this side. Just pulling out a scrap piece of paper. So why don't we just finish with the inking and then we will come back and do the rest. The gates, I think, will not be used currently. So what I'm trying to do is I want to make a border so that I can cut. So I'm using the line in between those two inner and outer layers to actually cut, to draw the outline and then cut through it so that I can attach it, and still that space you can look through the window. So that is the idea. So I'm making sure it is not cut perfectly, I know, but I wanted to make it look rugged. And I'm putting some of the ink behind there and then bringing the two-way glue. I will link the product below if I can find it. And then gluing the border of the window there so that there is a small peekaboo situation behind there. And then just blending some of that ink and onto the other side. And this is roughly the area you will be able to see, and just getting my travel journal. If you haven't checked out that video, I will link it here. I set up my travel journal. So just trying to use the thin washi tapes to make a border around there. Those washi tapes were from the Happy Planner. It's quite old. So I had picked these up on heavily discounted prices a couple of years ago. So this made for the perfect border around that window so that it will look more finished, and just trimming off that extra edge at the top so that it looks more finished. And then we have just making sure that doily is not visible on the other side through the window. So that was all that was. And then putting the glue onto those delicate elements around the doily. So that is what I'm trying to do. And then just I wanted to make sure it is there, but then it's not fully there on one page. And then we can use the rest on the other side, on the other page, where it can be used for something else, and you will see what it is. So that's all that is happening. And then I come and make sure I can also fit in the giant butterfly. Again, getting that scrap piece of paper to glue that butterfly down so that it will all look nice. And the thing about such delicate ephemera is that you really need to make sure it is glued in on every single element, or else it will not stick properly. And that is, again, it once you start pressing it down, it should get easier, but it is hard in the beginning. And then now on to some of those washi tape from the washi tape shop. And you can now use my code Priya10 to get 10% off at the washi tape shop also. And you will see that I'll come back later to that. And I'm using the script washi again, which was from the washi tape shop. It was an older one. I had luckily grabbed a few extra ones when this was trendy. So I have that from my stash. And again, bringing in some elements to bring in some interest, trying to stick to green and more green. So just trying to create that scene behind the window when we peek in. So that lady with that potted plant, and she is watering the plant. It really makes a cute design behind the window. So that's why I decided to add that, and that arched garden gate. And for this page, next to that doily, we need more houses. And I also bring in that gentleman who is ready with a pot. And he looks giant. The butterfly looks giant compared to him. That is also a fact. And bringing in some functional boxes in all shades of green. So mixing in boxes from the houses and trees, the botanical fusion, and also the pastel boxes. So just bringing in all shades of green. And those contrasting colors really look nice. Otherwise, it's all that mint soft green. It's not really appealing otherwise, unless you have a small contrasting greenish color. So I'm bringing in a few leaves, sprinkling them in behind the boxes so that I can still use the space functionally. And now I go to make that small Dutch door adjacent to the doily, and all of these boxes and leaves I put as a cluster. So that will make for a unique Dutch door. And I wanted that as well, but then it had to be different from what the scene in the window would be. So that's all there is to it. And then I go and make that, trying to see if those washi tapes should do. And then I come back and add that green and gold scrapbook paper, which I had used for my reading journal. And you can use my code Priya for 8% off at Journal Save, where you can pick that up from. And I just use that scrap piece of paper to line it up so that the corner rounder can actually work. Otherwise, this paper is way too thin to be able to work well inside the corner rounder. So that's all. That was all that was. And now back to gluing down the gate, which will go right next to that green and gold paper right there. And that also has to be stuck down because it is not adhesive or anything. So just having that little bit of green behind the gate so that it can actually pop a bit. I think I should have gone a bit lighter there. Otherwise, it does not clearly show the actual colors. So now on to the last couple of florals and tree twigs with the leaves, which I will stick to the top of the page to create some interest. Otherwise, it's a plain, boring little page on the left. I will come and add more elements. So just finishing off the top of the page that way. And I will come back to that later. And then moving to the left side, where I try to bring in boxes and elements to look symmetrical so that it will look nice against that background. And you will also see what I do behind there so that it gets seen more clearly. So those are the leaves behind those boxes, and then a few elements to finish off that left edge. And especially with all sorts of shapes and sizes, getting to do something symmetrical kind of gets really hard. So now comes the washi that I had tried on the other page. And this girl who is repotting her plant is just sitting there, peeking through that space onto the other page. So she just hangs out there along with a few other things, a few more leaves and a couple of boxes, and she's ready to go. And for this page, I add some plants and some hanging greenery along the edge of the window on either side of the page so that it doesn't look as plain as it is. So just creating some interest there, and bringing in some more green moths and a few more green elements from another collection in the Botanical Fusion. And then a couple of trees and a couple of different elements to make sure that, yeah, that botanical heart looked nice there. And it does peek through that window, so it looks nice. And then I come and finish off that page with some green leaves hanging out, and a moth to finish off that page. It is always fun to do something creative, think outside the box. And I'm spotted a few elements in that washi tape, which I could bring in just to pull that together, because that edge looked quite plain to me and I wanted something big. So not that, I mean, yes, it would go right next to the window. That bunny is too cute. I don't want to cut him off. And another element, which is like a cluster of leaves and florals and everything. So that can be used on the left side of the page. So it's really thin because it's a washi tape. And then I come and do the layering just to make sure it blends in with the rest of the stickers that are already there. And then spelling out March in that amazing font from the Planything Fun Alphabets, using that ruler there to make sure I'm lining it, otherwise it will all look crooked. So just lining it up and making sure, to the best of my ability, I must say, I think it was still a bit crooked. And then trying to see if I should bring in another one just so that I'll have some more of these similar arrangements on the right side of the page. And yes, there it goes in the corner. And the rest will be used up in the page as well. At the bottom, you will see I'm trying to round the corner. And then because of that, I had to trim off a bit. And washi tape stickers and the PET tapes, if they're thin, are a nice addition to journal pages, especially if you don't want it to get super, super bulky. And now on to an older sticker book from Planything, where I bring in some tropical vibes, some coconut trees and small hills, and a few of the more green elements. That was basically what it was, and some coconut trees sticking out, and then trying to see what else I could bring. And then the spring bunny and the basket collection just spoke to me, and I knew I had to bring in something in addition to that to make that pop. So I brought in some blades of grass, and then comes the Easter eggs, and then I will bring in that Easter basket as well, and just to make sure it is sitting, it has a nice place to sit. That was all that was. And just bringing in a couple more decorations to pull everything together beautifully, sticking to the green theme again, just adding a couple more hanging baskets and another tree to go behind there. It's all different shades of green, if you can see. And then these doilies were just starting to come off because I did not want a lot of glue on there. And now onto the Tinkerbell book, and I bring in some of that pixie dust, sprinkling it over multiple areas on every page so that we will have a nice look to it. It does give it a lot of zazz, or I don't know what to say. It gives it so much interest, especially since I decided to bring in that Tink at the very end. And then I realized that she shouldn't be sitting right there just plain. So I'm trimming the stickers that are sticking out in between the window. So I go and change the white background to a minty green so that she will actually pop a bit more against a white background. So that was all there is. And going in with that doodlebug washi tape, just with that scalloped edge. I don't know, for some reason I find the scalloped edge washies, like it's like giving it a roof or something. That's what I feel. So it just makes it super pull together, if I may say so. But that's what it does according to me. So that is why I had to bring that in at the very, very end. So this is my final finished version, and I really love how this turned out. It's different from what I normally do, and I did not create like a full Dutch door. I made a small peekaboo window kind of here, and then I incorporated a few more elements that I normally don't do. And bringing in that Tinkerbell at the very end was just so fun. I thought it looked cute, especially the Tink peeking into this gate and these eggs, and all the cuteness that brings. Just that one element. And it is this paper that I brought. This is from, again, Journal Say. You can pick it up. I will have all my affiliate links and codes down in the description for Archer and Olive, Planny Thing, and Mojo Jojo plans, and the washi tape shop. I have Priya 10 for 10% off, and for Journal Say you can use Priya for 8% off. And a lot of these items were from, this was actually from the washi tape shop. These two are, and those are slightly older ones. And I brought in the Distress Oxide in cracked pistachio, and yeah, brought in the Tink along with a few books from Planny Thing that are in stock. All of these, and the Botanical Fusion, all of these should be in stock. And the other couple of ones, I doubt it is still in stock, but I will try and link the shop. You can check out all the amazing products that she has. Once, the problem with Planny Thing is once it's sold out, it's gone. She does not do frequent restocks. So I brought in a lot of elements from various shops. So I brought in the Distress Oxide. So here's a full flip through. The houses and trees and some of that washi tape from there. I brought in some here and there sprinkled in. And these alphas are from Planny Thing. And when you flip, you have the window with this man and that botanical heart right there with a green background. And when you peek into this window, you have that girl watering the plants and with a house in the distance. So I came and made a small Dutch door here. And this girl is also repotting. So she is also here. And when you turn to this side, you have her. Just cut that edge there so that we'll have more of that girl visible. Yeah. And I also, these are some of the older sticker books. That was the Tropical Vibes, I think. No, not the Tropical Vibes. It was the Seasonal Fun. Yes. I brought in some elements from here and some of the mountains, and I combined it with some of the grass from House and Trees and some blades of grass here along with an Easter basket from the Spring Vibes. It was a whole medley of stickers from all over the place. And these are again some of those ephemera. Is that called ephemera? Some of these elements I had picked up. And I will try and link all the products I can because some of these are really, I'm digging into my stash. So that's why an exact one may not be available in some cases. So this is what I have. And please let me know in the comments which of these you liked the most and if you have tried any of these techniques and the washi tapes. And let me know in the comments if you are using a journal. This is my creative journal. So if you are using a journal, creative journal, and what all do you include? Is for me, I try and use it as like a highlights of the month, memories kind of situation. So this is my creative journal, and this is a third month I'm consistently using this. I'm really loving the concept, and I come and have fun with this theme that the YouTube collab loop hosted by Lisa Marie has each month. So I try to think outside the box every time with the videos for the loop group, and hope you check out the next video, which is down in the description. Definitely go check that out, and please give all of us a follow. Please subscribe and turn on the bell notification, and please leave all of us a comment. It helps us grow. And thank you so much for all the love and support we have all been receiving, and we really, really appreciate that. And thank you so much for watching. I will catch you in my next one. Bye.